And we are back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man Podcast, episode 536. This is going to be Mr. White Man's second appearance on the show. He told me that he's going to give me one appearance on the show a year, so that's kind of what I'm basically accustomed to now, actually, until I can basically get down and watch the stuff that he wants to, but I can barely do that because I'm already really busy on my own doing like other things. But I promise people I will make time for everything that you guys have said. I'm not just saying that to say something. I really do want to make time for it, and I'm trying to get better at balancing out like my free time when I'm done doing a video. It's like, okay, I have this extra hour. Do I just watch an episode of something? It's like, gotta get better with that. But how you doing, White Man?
Why are you wearing a hat, by the way? You hiding something?
Why would I not wear a hat that I willingly paid for?
You have never worn a hat until the last 2 weeks, by the way. When did you start? Well, you're ashamed of yourself is what it is.
I thought it would look good with the headset now.
Oh, is that what it is?
And hey, another guy has the same look. So we great minds think alike, actually.
Wearing a hat is not a look.
Good man. Then what is it then? Please explain.
You looking homeless is what you're looking like.
Oh my god. I should probably get more of them sometimes, but
That's what I told. He looks good with the haircut. He just refuses to show people.
It's one of the haircuts of all time,
Dude, it's good. You look way better than that stupid taco meat you had in your head before.
Oh my god. Jeez. Longer hair is better. It'll look basically back to what it was like, not that way. Another way that I'll have it in probably about closer to next year, probably about the same time next year in this exact time frame, it'll look what I want it to look like. But, it just takes time. It's fine. I'm not sweating it. The ladies love me. The ladies always jump to me wanting to have lots of sex with me. It's usually how it works, honestly. Yeah. WZ, what's up, man? He says, my two favorite white men. Okay. He cut his hair and he looks good with the haircut. No, that's a lie. Don't lie to me. Hating people lie to me. Please don't do that. No way. Chaz is sugar baby.
Oh, I wish.
AKA Miss K Sugar Daddy. All right. See, that sounds even better. See? All right. So before we get into anything, how you feeling about League of Legends, actually?
I play it sometimes. That's pretty much the extent of my feelings about it.
What did you think about the AD mid thing that Riot tried doing?
The AD mid has been a thing for like 20 years, dude. They didn't try and do anything with it.
No, I'm saying, like, what did you think about it for like competitive league terms? Did you enjoy it? Seeing basically Corki, Tristana mirror matches constantly?
Well, I think it's fine. I don't have a big problem with it, but yeah, it's expected when they have such good AD items in the system. I'm not surprised by it.
You know what's crazy? It's like Tristana was horrible when there was like a lane swap meta because she would push the wave too fast. Now people want to push the wave too fast and get turret plates. Actually crazy how the times have shifted. She's been getting random buffs for a long time. Those are the champions that I usually pay attention to when like the patch notes comes out. The champions that they're constantly nerfing, only to have like one more buff will come through in that too. So like if you want people to know for League, they'll these patch notes come out, they'll be like secretly nerfing some champions while also secretly buffing others. The ones that they're like secretly buffing end up becoming really good. So those are the champions that I usually pay attention to.
You know what I want to know?
What?
Every time I'm not on this thing, you guys do fun topics like racist topics and stuff and talking down to other minorities. When do I get to do that? When do I get to get in those topics?
Oh my God. Jeez, man.
Every time I come into your stream, you're like, by the way, this is why women are inferior to men. Like every single time.
Which is true. I'm not lying.
Every single time I come in here. And then I get in here and you're like, by the way, this League of Legends patch.
No, I'm saying like, do you enjoy seeing a bunch of mirror matches with just Corki and Tristana? It didn't look boring. It's just like, I don't know if I would call that interesting though. I mean,
I don't really care that much. It's an 80. Manisky was going to rank men the other day. What?
No, we supposed to rank sex positions, but everyone chicken out because
what in the world would you have? You have no experience.
Why are you yelling?
What you going to rank the one hand versus double hand? What are you going to rank? What input could you have made?
Okay, so What have you been up to since the last time we talked? Actually, fun fact: your last episode appearance on the show, which is your first solo one for this show ever, was episode 71. You're back now for episode 536.
Honestly, it just shows that I have not progressed in life. That I'm still talking to you, unfortunately.
All right, okay, that's interesting. So if anyone doesn't know, you've been basically doing a lot of work. You know, you've been basically doing a lot of betting when it comes to sports because you're a fucking crazy man.
Sports betting is like the only thing that makes me happy in life at this point, which is probably not a good thing, but
not a good thing. You're just addicted to gambling. Horrible.
Dude, it's so fun. Literally that high I get when I'm about to win $2.50 gets me going. Gets me going through the week.
What even got you into doing it?
My gambling addiction. I was like, hey, they put that stupid prize pick on what's it called, on like Sports Center and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, that sounds fun.
All right, so before we get into like NBA stuff later on, so we talked about League. Do you still find the game like fun at all anymore, or you just play just because you just got nothing else better to do? You're like me.
My big thing was there was a period of time where I spent a lot of time trying, because I tried out for a bunch of, I don't know if I told you that, I tried out for a bunch of pro teams a long time ago.
Yeah,
I was high enough.
You're gonna fail because you're not good.
I am very good. I was
not mechanically sound. You're mean.
I am very good. I win. So my big thing is I win lanes a lot, but when it gets close laning, I'm just mechanically very good. But I just never studied the game like the other people did, and I think that's what's it called. And I'm just too old, so I had to give up on that. But I really did like League of Legends for a long time, and now that I've played so much and I'm past my prime, I don't really want to play that much anymore. I'm like past my enjoyment of it a little bit.
You know what's crazy, man? I got the opposite reaction. I honestly enjoy playing it as much as I did when I first started.
Well, the thing about it is you might have been the single worst video game player I'd ever seen in my life when you first started playing League of Legends. You literally lost 1v1 to minions, like nonstop.
It's crazy.
It was incredible that you
didn't. Hey, hold on. I came from a console, Chad world.
That's not a console Chad world. Like literally, you didn't know how to use computers. Like you walked up and didn't level abilities for the first 20 levels.
You guys didn't show me how to play.
Can you really be past your prime on a non-physical sport? I mean, that depends on whether. What the thing about it is, look at chess players. Chess players really do degrade a little bit earlier than people in more so in physical sports. It's a very mental degradation is a lot quicker than physical, because physical. I would maybe it's the exact opposite. Actually, I would say. But at the same time, I think there is definitely a degradation in terms of just how good you can be at a certain point in your life. Unfortunately, I mean, if I had really, I'll save this one for a while. I'll see you later, Michael. I mean, maybe I could have done something, but it just
Michael,
was a little
have a good
night.
For me, it was one of those things where like going pro was never an aspiration of mine. I just enjoyed playing the game. So the more games that I could play, the better. I used to play like 5 games a day. I could understand why people stopped playing as much as they did, because like not only is the game. So I understand games constantly change. I play YuGiOh. I know games change. I don't have a problem with that. It's just like there are some metas. They're just so overbearing that you can't actually play anything different but that, because you do play anything different but what I'm saying, not even just in ranked, in just normal solo queue, like just normals, you can't win. I'll give an example, recent example, Smolder. So like there are some people that don't play the game and they'll tell you how broken something is. But if you don't actually play the game, you will not understand the scope of how broken something is.
I could play if I went into a literal iron game and I played Thresh ADC and they had a 20-0 Smolder, I would still win the game just because I'm that much better than them.
Right.
There's a scope at which skill over equates, and at some point in time, the only time where I think brokenness comes into play is a diamond and above. I think broken characters. There's been a rare instant like Skarner. Skarner was one of those people that when he got fed, you couldn't do a lot about it in lower elo. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
But skill level only does apply to people who are good. Or champions. Overpoweredness only applies to good players. So Doesn't really apply to ARAM. Doesn't really apply to low levels. I don't think it really matters at that level. You can literally.
My thing here is I can understand if people are at that high rank and you have champions like Smolder that exist, which basically defy the logic of how an ADC normally works, which is stacks. You know, like I'm just saying, like they've made like some champions to the point where like other champions are just like obsolete. It's like, why would you ever play, I don't know, X ADC when you could just play Senna? Or you could just play like Aphelios, so you could just play Smolder, or you could just play, I don't know, insert other ADC that they're gonna make. Like Xayah. Like Xayah is better than a lot of the ADCs that exist. You know? Rakan essentially power crept like any playmaking support outside of like Leona. You know, or Threat, or like Nautilus and Leona and Rakan are like the best ones. Like people don't even play like Thresh anymore. They just choose to play Nautilus. It's just so much more easier to play. You know, hook, ult, that's it. Walk up, stun. You walk up in auto and they're just stunned. It's like, why would you ever play Thresh by that logic when he's just so much more easier and just does the same shit?
Well, he doesn't do the same stuff. Thresh is one of the most utility-driven characters in the game.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, to the average person, you'd only just play Nautilus then, by that logic. Why would anybody think about all those other intangibles?
Because Thresh is a better character than Nautilus. Nautilus is just more consistent.
Yeah, but it's much more easier to land stuff to get things to happen in the game. Right?
If you go down to playing, you play Thresh because if you're playing at the best of your abilities and you're playing one of the two champions, Thresh is always going to be a better champion because he has not only more utility, he has higher damage numbers. Yeah. And he has, again, the Lantern itself is one of the most broken abilities in the game. He's just a good character, and I think that's why people do it. But also, WZ, do not ever say that to me again. It took me a long time to give up on that dream. Do not try and drag me back into it.
Like K'Sante. Doesn't K'Sante not do a lot than more top laners do? You know, K'Sante's really strong, you know? Like, I actually enjoy playing K'Sante. I really do. It's just...
I can't believe it. I actually thought he would be way too black for you to play. I thought you would be I can't blame him.
No, they always release broken black characters. K'Sante, Lucian, Senna. Every black character has been broken. All of them.
Pretty much every character released has been broken. That's just nitpicking at that point.
Or they have to basically overtune a champion to the point where it's so broken, either you ban it or you let it go through and it wins the game. That's where you're at with League. But, you know, it's still really fun. The problem here that I only have with this sometimes it's just jungle. I don't think you have to really make all these many jungle changes all the time. You know, I think a lot of the changes are just very unnecessary for the most part. It's their way of like spicing things up, but it's like, does jungle really need this many changes every season? Because you're basically just learning an entirely new game at that point. How to path, how to invade, how to gank properly, you know, when to take what, you know. I think the dragon changes are cool. I've always liked those. I didn't really like the original dragons all that much, though. I think the elemental ones are much more intriguing and it gives you a bigger reason to kind of go get them. I was never a fan of the void grub things. I think that's just overkill. It's like, do you really need that? Like the
reason they do it is because of the fact that it spawns minutes earlier into the game, which forces, instead of forcing gank for objective, you can force objective for objective and still and you can still have a gank.
No, but could you just do that with just 2 Rift Heralds then? By that logic?
2 Rift Heralds will be busted, dude.
Just make the other ones with less health then. You know?
It's not about the health, it's about the damage. If the Rift Herald has less damage, it's still taking 2 plates at the most. The reality is they can't have 2 Rift Heralds just because of the extent of how strong it would be. But at the same time, they can't have Void Grubs. I mean, they have Void Grubs, and the second version of Void Grubs is more... If you give up the first Void Grubs, you can't give up the second one, which makes it to the point where people are forced to fight around the map early. That's why they do these things. It's a very common trait inside of video games in general, is just forcing fights. And that's how people, because they don't like the game to stall, that's what they're trying to do it for. But yeah, I mean, I don't really like the state of League as it stands right now. I think a lot of the champions I play are weaker than I'd rather play. But I don't know. I haven't played a lot of League recently.
The other thing we'll talk about is you want to write books, actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, I have a lot. My biggest thing is I do want to... The publishing thing is like the main goal for me. I do want to become a publisher, but that's obviously going to be when I have a lot more money down the line. The book stuff, I've been writing for years. I mean, I just mostly on and off for the most part for these because I think when I was younger, I did have a lot of things. I tried to chase too many things at once, and I think that's something a lot of people struggle with, is they try and put all these goals in front of them. And I think that has something to do with watching you succeed and then realizing that it must be easy to try and do YouTube. I realized that YouTube is definitely probably not for me, unfortunately. And I've been trying to find something else to do. League is trash. Pokemon. I actually play YuGiOh more than anything else right now. But I've been trying to write a lot of books recently, writing and just whatever I can do in my free time because I do work.
This motherfucker cat. League is trash. Motherfucker, you play this shit every day. Shut up. Shut up. Piece of shut up, black man. God damn, I hate black people so much, man. Have you not played Pokemon TCG? It's really simple.
I don't.
A 5-year-old could pick it
Simplicity
up.
doesn't matter. I don't like Pokemon players. Do I really want to play with a bunch?
Do you not like Pokemon play? What does that have to do? You're playing online. It doesn't. You're not even talking to that person.
Well, I play YuGiOh because I talk to people when I do it.
Oh my god, you're.
I play with people. I don't play YuGiOh. Am I gonna play Pokemon with a bunch of random strangers?
How do you think everyone else does it online?
I don't care about everybody. I play whatever I want.
Why are you valuing the experience of a person to person? You just play more games to get better.
I don't care about getting better. You think I'm about to go to the YuGiOh championships or the Pokemon TCG championship? I'm trying to play YuGiOh because I have like 3 people who play it, and I'm like, I might have fun with this. If no one was playing YuGiOh, I wouldn't play their trash.
You could literally play it by yourself online.
I don't want
more games that you could ever play.
I don't care. The game itself is not fun without being able to rub my victory in the face of people that I know.
That's just
when I win my game, I'm the worst. I rub it in completely.
Oh my god. They say people can have fun with YuGiOh however they like it, but that is just straight up trash. Do you know how much less YuGiOh I'd play if I did that? A lot less. That's like maybe what, like a game a week? Like no, hell no, fuck that.
No, so I'm in Gen 3 now.
Yeah.
So currently my deck is stupid. I have a bunch of effect monsters, obviously.
Oh, I forgot. You told us about this like YuGiOh form. You didn't send us anything to play.
You literally never talked to me again about it.
You have to send it. What can I do?
Send you the cards? Do you know how to use them? I have the decks right here.
Oh my god. How could I play if you don't send me the application to use? I couldn't do anything.
Listen, the thing about it is the way you speak is like how I talk to people when I meet them in real life after not seeing them for 20 years. They're like, oh, by the way, I'm into this right now. Oh, cool. I'm making music now. Oh, cool. Send me one of your
I'm making music because I'm black. So you think I'm a rap artist?
Oh, yeah. It's like courtesy things that you kind of speak with and then expect people to follow up when it doesn't seem like you're actually interested.
You said you would do it.
I already made it. You just never. If you had brought up YuGiOh one more time to me, I would have sent it. You just never brought it back up. You brought it up a singular time. We see each other how many times a week?
Maybe once.
How many times a week? Once a week. Maybe. Actually, recently.
Maybe.
Recently, we've been seeing each other a lot.
No, all I'm saying is like, how could I ever play it if I wanted to play with you if you didn't send it to me at all?
Oh, that's true. I mean, if you had, I'm just saying, it didn't seem like you were legitimately interested. So
oh my god, I'm gonna play anything with Yu-Gi-Oh related. It's just like, as long as it's like the normal 5v5 game board, that's it. I wouldn't play like on some Duel Links game board. That'd be like, I don't know why you just don't play Duel Links then. By that logic, then.
Duel Links, what's that?
It's basically Master Duel, but like less steps. It basically, instead of having, you have 3 monster zones, 3 spell and trap zones. The pendulum zones are obviously in the same.
I don't know what words you said. You said something about pendulums.
It doesn't matter. That's thing. It's just the you have the graveyard banish zone and just 3 monster zones and 3 spell and trap zones. That's it.
I know about Tune something.
Yeah. So you just have to grind for gems to just get the cards. You just buy
listen to me. I am literally, first of all, if I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh like that, I would spend money. I'm not broke. I'm not a brokey like you. But second of all,
I was trying to say you could have more fun playing Duel Links with other people. A lot of people.
Don't like to play with. I love playing with my friends. That's the only reason I play anything.
So gay.
Okay, I'll be homosexual then. I play with people I know. I like playing video games with people I know. It's just how I play games.
Jerking them off under the table or something.
You know what? If they were here, I might. Honestly, but they're not. They're across the country, so.
Guess I better start playing with you then.
I won't jerk you off. You need to wash your genitals if you want that.
I did. I actually shaved my pubes yesterday.
Literally don't believe you. I don't believe you have a razor because you're scared. If you had a razor, you would have shaved that gross little dirt thing you have underneath on your lips right now.
Yeah. You know what? I would shave your pubes too.
I'll let you do it if you shave your mustache.
And then I'm gonna grope your butt.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So writing books, because you know how people are like, how do I get into writing? The most common thing I always hear is just you just have to write. That's literally all it is.
I think a lot of people have problems. If you haven't been reading, you're probably not going to write well. That's the big thing. You do actually have to read. That's one of the big things that I struggled to get words on paper because it had been a long time since I read. Once I started reading a little bit more, it actually helped me write a lot better. I mean, a lot of my things, and again, another big problem is people like to just get onto a piece of paper and just flat out free write, which is not how you actually. What are you smirking about over there?
I'm just laughing. Is that not? Are you trying to control me?
I'm trying to control you. You're smiling like that. It's like you had a crush on somebody. I don't know. You're on your Nasquack. What did I say? What did I say? Nasaquack? I don't even know what you just said to me. First of all, I've been going over to Keenan's and watching like every single one of the posting MSK's W's videos with him. We've watched like all of the ones recently. But yeah, I don't know. The only way you're gonna get better at writing is if you read, and the only way you because that you can.
That's the thing I heard too. Reading other people's work will give you inspiration to know what you don't and don't like.
Inspiration. It's the fact that seeing how words combine together just consistently just does help you flow a little better. Another thing, obviously, is people like to just get a piece of paper out and start writing. Obviously, you need to write points on a story preemptively before you start writing, because that's the only way you're going to get it. Think of I think of an event you want your character to go through, and then just kind of piece it together, like with the setting, and eventually you get a story that you can make work eventually. There's a lot of programs out there that'll help a lot of people out. Scrivener is my favorite one. It just has a lot of bullet points you can actually use to kind of get writing a little more flow. Your writing's just is flowing a little better. But it's hard for me to give advice as much as there's a lot better advice on YouTube. I can give what's helped me, but Brian Sanderson has a lot of stuff that he's put out on YouTube, so I would go check out that stuff if you want.
That's what everyone keeps saying is the newest hottest author is Brian Sanderson. Like
Brian Sanderson is not new. Brian Sanderson is something so he took over the Wheel of Time series. I read the Wheel of Time series from 1 to like 14, 12, 13. Suggest you guys stay over in San Diego and watch Deadpool and Wolverine together. The problem is, and should invite Tiny. I don't really know Tiny that well, but I'd be fine with hanging out with her.
Were you like taking her out? We were like triple dating her or something?
It's not about that. It's about the fact that you want me to, for MSK. We're going to be at my problem is he doesn't know how to invite people in a non-creepy way. So it probably had to be, look at that man smirking like that.
After the event's over, I want to go home. I ain't trying to stay out there. I'm trying to get back in my bed.
I'm the one that's going to be driving, and I'm definitely going to drink. You want me to drive you home?
No. Like we can stay the night, but I don't want to stay the full day out there to go to a movie. Like, no, we can come back.
Why are you so lame, dude?
I'm sorry.
Oh man, I gotta get back to I got a YouTube stream in the morning. I can't stay out here.
God, coming to New York City, never. There's black people out there.
You gonna let me sleep in your bed with you? If you do, I'll come over tonight. I'll fly over right now.
Oh shit!
My problem is if we stayed 2 days out there, this man would instantly vlog because he couldn't lose that uptime on streaming or something.
I literally have to work on Friday. I can't stay out that late. You know how long it would take to go back from there to here? It's like 2 hours plus watching the movie. It's like leave. I don't know. We'll stay out there the entire night and going into the morning.
We're going on Thursday, right?
We're going on Wednesday.
And then I'll come back. Let this man vlog. It's embarrassing for me because he looks like a hooligan when he does it.
We are getting massively great content out of it.
We have to bring Lennon. He's been
begging. Well, no, they RSVP'd. They're going.
He's been begging me to bring them. He's been begging me to bring him everywhere recently, and he's trying to be like, "Oh no, they asked me." No, you've been asked.
They did. I can show you the receipt.
Okay, then ignore them. It's not hard.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you're pretending like you don't want them to come. You want the small chance
no.
that you might.
She messaged me for your thing, and she was like, "You guys doing anything?" Like you know how much of an airhead bitch she is. It's like I was like, "We're going to go to San Diego."
Act like you're mean. Like you act mean to her, but you literally give an.
It's not an act. Oh, she can tell you I say these things. This is.
I know you say them. I've seen it, but you still the moment she asks for anything, you just crumble and you give it to her.
Yeah, no. Well, to be fair, I thought she was such an airhead, she wouldn't figure out how to RSVP. Like, you can't really blame me for that one, can you?
Well, my big thing is, WZ, I'm not going to force him to stay out if he doesn't want to. Last time I hung out with him and his friends, I literally did nothing besides sit in the hotel by myself because they forgot about me. So I don't know.
I called you from Iron's phone. You didn't answer.
No one. I literally got a call that lasted for half a second. I tried to immediately call back, and no one answered me.
That was me.
Why didn't you answer when I called back? You hung up in half a second. It was like
I called you twice.
I literally you called me once.
We were at the Trump Hotel. We called you like 3 o'clock to see if you were awake from being hungover, but I called twice and you didn't. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
No, listen. This is what actually, if Lennon won't leave you, that's the problem, actually. If she would leave me, I might be a little more happy about going. But
the thing is, I care about her as a friend, but she just like, she is this person where if she doesn't do stuff, she feels like she's not doing anything. She's at the point in her life where she's like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm like, lady, stop thinking about all that shit. Just think about something, put a goal out there and try to attain it. That's how you entertain your day. It's goals or whatever. Like you said, that's what I told her. Like, I can't convince her otherwise of this. This is just how people do things, you know?
I mean, I think the hardest part when you get into like 23 and above is when you start thinking about the fact that you actually have to, like, obviously you get a job and you start doing all this stuff, but what are you actually doing? A lot of the things we achieve are kind of benefiting us in the future, and we're not living in the present. I know that sounds kind of
yeah, because she already has a government job, so it's not like she's bad off for money. And to be fair, I don't even know how she doesn't have money. She makes more money than I do, right? And she lives with her mom.
Apply at the railroad.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I actually did. Hopefully, I can
Indeed. Yeah, they should immediately send you a quiz. And again, it's literally, so what's going to happen recently is with the introduction of the new factory they're building, it's going to be a 20,000 job increase in our town, which is supposed to triple the population. And the thing about it is, it's in the next year or two, but you can still get on the railroad now. So the reason you get on now is because the way the railroad works is seniority. So if you get in there early, when they start promoting people with all the new positions that are going to be, introduced, all the people with seniority are going to be instantly promoted, which should mean if you get...
They're going to make bank. Holy crap.
You make a lot of money. I mean, that's just the reality.
Remember the guy Rick and his wife Cheryl from the church? That guy makes so much money.
Yeah. The thing about it is, if you start doing all these things early, you not only that, but you're going to get a lot of medical benefits and stuff like that. It's a good thing to do right now. On top of the fact, first of all, where are you keeping your money? What bank are you in right now? Are you still at what's it called? Switch over to PNC. I think it's a 4. I have a 4.5, I believe, interest rate over there. It's a really good idea to do right now. Switch your money over to there and don't take it out. Stop paying your comic books and OnlyFans. You don't need to do all that stuff. Just kind of stick. Well, I'm assuming that's where you make your money at. But all I want you to do is kind of keep it in that bank, and that's a diaper changing system, by the way. It's for changing babies.
Is that a TV mount over there?
No, it's for changing children. It used to be up there, but
people can get that. I told people that's not a TV mount. People are saying, "Put your TV on that mount." That's not a TV mount.
This is what pretty much what he has there, because he usually brings a lot of babies into his home for some reason. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm assuming that's what it's for. That's what the baby changing thing's for. That's even worse. It literally is. It's so much worse because I know he puts it into great effect.
God, man. Good Lord. So now the great mystery of the TV mount has been dispelled. But no, I was saying like I don't know what she wants. I told her you could make YouTube content too, but she isn't, I don't know what her mind is.
So let's think about this.
She's not smart. She's an idiot, for being honest here.
Okay, that's creepy, James. I was a little too far. I agree with that. That's my fault. But one thing I will say is that I think one problem that she has, which a lot of people have, is dedication. I think you have a lot of dedication. I think she lacks that. She is a lot lazier than you are. You're the one thing I will say. Okay, stop. Listen, I don't really like her that much, but I think insulting people is a little too far. I don't want to attack.
That's not true, though.
Okay, well, there's a lot of stupid people in this world. It's not a sin to be stupid.
Brain to some. She doesn't put her head to something and stick with it, and she doesn't have the drive, like you said, to fully hone in on what she wants, and she doesn't even know what she wants. Like,
I mean, that's just part of life, dude. A lot of people are like that at her age. I mean, I think she's
gonna be some 30-year-old Catwoman.
Okay, well, you know what? The thing about it is, if you actually cared for her,
you would make thing.
you would make an attempt to try and help her in some way, because that's the thing you would have to do here. What does that make you? MSK has been. I mean, I think
And that's
one
not
big thing
mutually
about him,
exclusive there. Just saying.
he doesn't date for women for the fact of their intelligence. He dates them because he is desperate and will date anybody. So that is not mutually exclusive. You're right. That is not mutually exclusive for finding her stupid.
Yeah. Because that's all. Because she asked me, like, I don't know. She said to me at the 4th of July thing. She was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Well, what are we gonna do to help her with that? We can't do anything.
Listen to me.
I'm not some teacher.
Okay, what is up with this aggressiveness? Like, even I'm not that aggressive.
Black guys are aggressive. You know this.
You're not even. I don't even know what to say about that. But it's really only her that you're aggressive towards too. I don't know why you like that.
I'm aggressive to the car. Well, I told her I'm gonna do some real freaky things to your sister if I was dating her.
That's so. Look at you.
Should I tell her that?
Why would you? First of all, you're never gonna.
Why not?
Because she don't want to date you.
Oh my god.
The reason they didn't come probably to that Vegas trip was because of the stuff you said there.
I got the massive Riz.
Dude, the only thing
super off her feet.
You got something. I don't know about Riz, but you got something going on.
Just imagine this. I'll just tell her in the truck. I'll be like, hey, your sister's single. I could make her holler for $1.
MSK is a little crazier ever since his Uncle Trump got hit with a shard of glass. That is such an interesting. I love talking about that. I go around. I love to hear both sides because there's so many there's propaganda being thrown around by a lot of people on both sides. It's crazy to me.
I think it's really cringe for people to suggest it was a setup.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever. Keenan said that to me. I said that's the stupidest thing I ever heard, Keenan. You can't say that. I'm not trying to be rude. It's not like.
No, but like by that logic that he uses, it's not just him. I talk to people like that too. By that logic, that means you were suggesting his son, his wife, set him up to get shot through the ear so I could give him a better shot at beating Joe Biden. You know how crazy that sounds?
Well, my big thing is there's no one in this world that I think anybody would trust to be able to shoot a millimeter away from their head exactly when they shot. I don't think anybody in the world would trust anybody like that. And anybody who suggests that is stupid. I genuinely think that's just a lack of intelligence to suggest.
And we know it's not conspiracy. Dude, did you see the videos on my Twitter page? Or I'll send it to you on Discord. There's 2 videos I have, long-form videos, 2-minute long, where people that were at the event told cops there's a guy on the roof with a gun. They didn't do anything. Either the cops were paid off, whoever that was trying to do it, or they didn't like Trump and they gave you that, that villain smile that they do like this. They don't care what happened.
I want to say right now,
cops told them it happened.
Listen,
how could it be a setup then?
There is no, I don't believe in the setup thing. But another thing I insulted Chaz. Do you actually think that it's legitimately fake? Come on, there's video of the bullet. I don't believe anyone who could possibly say it's rigged. Who could say it's rigged? There's a lot of conspiracies that have legitimate grounding, but I don't believe any. Mm-hmm. And on top of the fact, I think one of the big things is that the following information coming in past it is we see a lot of the people making a lot of baseless claims. Like, have you heard him donating $50 to the Liberal Foundation? Correct.
Yeah.
Then you heard the other people saying that no, that was a 69-year-old man donating that, and it wasn't actually him. And then you look into it, and it's actually a 69-year-old man from the same exact address as the kid, but he's obviously this kid was 17, so he faked his age. There's a lot of things that go in line with this. The kids, I mean, first of all, I feel horrible for the parents. They did, even if they didn't support Trump. I can't imagine they wanted their kid to go out there and do that. I feel bad for them. It's just unfair to them.
I feel bad for that random firefighter who got in front of that bullet for his wife and daughter. He was just there as a bystander. That's the worst possible thing.
And I think if we start looking at it, you look towards the propaganda that gets thrown around inside of the internet. You start seeing a lot of people trying to say, "Well, who cares if he died?" Because they look at his tweets, and you've seen that a lot. If you look at what Destiny did,
yeah.
If you saw Destiny thing,
you saw. We talked about Destiny. That fucking idiot.
I didn't see
shit.
I didn't see you do anything. But
if you did, he is such a piece of shit.
It's one, and I think that there's a lot of things that people try and say. It's like obviously trying to use that. People tried to pull a whole. He jumped in front of his family. I don't believe he did that. I don't think he had the time to do that. He probably just died. But I think there's a lot of people trying to turn him into a martyr, as in a hero, which I don't believe. And there's another people trying to demonize him and saying he deserved to die, which is just crazy.
Well, the thing about the firefighter guy is that people shouldn't go to rallies like that and have that happen just because they're supporting someone politically. That's who really loses out of the situation. Is the guy that went there just with his family. We don't even know if he really did support Trump. Maybe his wife and daughter did, and maybe he was just there to support them.
I believe from what I've seen, it looks like the husband dragged the wife there, and she didn't really want to go. And I feel even worse for her because obviously she lost her husband to that. She's still going to vote for Trump, she said. But.
Yeah, and for the people to say that, oh, well, the shooter missed, and it sucks that he missed. It sucks that he missed, and he killed an innocent person. That's horrible.
It's not. It doesn't suck that he missed at all. It sucks.
You see a lot of people that have been saying ridiculous. That. A lot of people have been saying like, well, it sucked he missed. It sucked that he missed, and he killed an innocent person. That's horrible. That's awful.
My big thing is, I think people who want to see, and I can't really be happy about anybody. When I see terrorists dying online and stuff like that, I never feel happy about it. That's not something that I could genuinely.
Okay, I think if you're a terrorist, you deserve everything coming.
I just can't be happy. I understand it has to happen, but I'll never be overjoyed to see anybody dying, no matter what their background is. It just doesn't feel good to me. I think anybody who can genuinely celebrate the death of somebody is psychotic to me. And
because when someone's saying like, "Oh, they missed," it's like, dude, like people don't know. When you say that, you're cheering on assassination attempts and like endorsing them. That's what else? Because you know how people say, well, on social media, it's hard to tell like genuineness through comments, right? Because you don't know. But it's like, if you're saying, if there's a big post and it's like, what did you think about Trump's attempted assassination? And it's like that, and if a bunch of comments are like, okay, I'm sad this person
I'm going to point something out to you real quick. I think a large majority of the people online that you're seeing are not real. And if you actually look up the statistics, over 65 to 70% of people that you see online are bots now. That is a stat that I saw online. I don't know if that's true. I did see that online, and I'd like.
No, that's what I'm saying. But hypothetically,
listen. Right, those people that you see. Let's just go deeper into it. The actual situation right now, you can't go deep. But the deeper part of the situation right now, I think, is there. Okay, wait. Okay, I appreciate it. Is that a lot of? I don't even think it's Russian bots. I'm not going to really blame anybody because there's a lot of things that are happening inside it. It's not just, in my opinion, probably, and this is a conspiracy I could get behind. Most powerful people in the world are not countries. They're not run by countries. It's a lot of back end organizations and stuff like that are probably pushing around narratives so they can keep power and stuff like that. They are benefiting from the wars that go on, all these things, the conflicts, all these things. Are getting donations from people to try and get all these this information going. Get all these donations from all these people that want their support. I mean, that's the reality of what we're working with right now. Like, if you genuinely think the most powerful people in the world, I think of people like remember that group that killed 2 people because they were leaking stuff. I forgot the name of them.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up, because I think this is one of the things that people just kind of overinflate with all the conspiracy theories going on, especially the whole setup thing. That's stupid. What I think happened, maybe I'm just dumbing it down for my own brain and my own logic. What I think happened, basically, the media has been demonizing Trump, making him out to be Hitler, and people have been saying for a long time, hey, someone's like, how has someone not like try to do anything to this guy? At some point, that this is what ends up happening. Some crazy lunatic thinks that the fucking like Trump is Hitler because he listens to his cell phone or he listens to it, whatever news outlet he does, and he actually goes and does it. Is that not too far the realm of possibility that the media pushes something so hard that someone actually snaps and does it? At some point it will happen, right?
Well, I get what you're saying.
But this one's different because this hasn't happened for any other president for a very long time outside of what? Or it's like Reagan? Has not happened to him? Like since Reagan, right? So that's also weird too, is that like this has happened with the media before, but to be fair, the rhetoric around Trump has been so serious to the point where it's not out of the realm of possibility that would happen, right? Someone would snap, If enough media outlets are saying that this guy's Hitler every single day, it's like at some point, dude, someone is gonna fucking snap. It's just what it is,
People snap all the time, and the reality is this is going to happen more often in the future than we are expecting right now because of the fact that with the gradual increase in people's use of internet, People are getting more and more ingrained in these extremist groups that are having access to younger demographics. We're going to see this a lot more. No one believes in the media. I think that's a large majority of people in the world don't believe in the media at this point. I think my biggest thing right now is if you look online, a lot of people are pushing narratives like the kid was right wing. And what does that change? That's the reality of what it is that nothing changes with, even if he was right wing. I don't believe he is.
They're pushing that would be right wing. So it was someone on their side. They're like, oh, well, your side's the one that's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing, I know what it is. I'm just saying there's no reality of what anything changes. He got shot. Somebody died. And that's the only thing we should be looking at. No matter what you feel about Trump. I probably am not, I don't even know at this point who I'm going to vote for. But at this point in time, I don't really care for what is being pushed around. I think that there's a large majority of information being pushed around, and we see a lot of things. And when you look at it, if you look at immediately after the information that was passed around the debate, immediately when they lost, we got a huge thing about Trump raping a 13-year-old. It got pushed into the light. You didn't hear about that?
I did. Remember? Yeah.
Right. So the one thing about it is it's on side of the, what's it called? If you look inside, and it's what I've seen. If somebody would like to correct me, I have no problem, because I did a little bit of research into this, and that's all I got into it. I couldn't find anything more, in my opinion. But when you look into it, if you look at the first inch, what's it called? It's a girl claiming that she has video of him doing it, and then she said, "I'm willing to provide the proof." And she says she has it on video and she can show it anytime she wants, but she hasn't shown it yet, obviously. So there's no legitimate backing behind her claims. The flight paths, obviously, there doesn't seem to be anything.
Just had the conviction. Remember the conviction, and even how badly that was ran. Even if you do I was watching some people, even if they ran the worst case possible scenario, it wouldn't have even been that bad, and he would have just got out on good behavior within a couple of months. So even the conviction sentence wouldn't have even been that bad. Well, remember the thing you just said there after the debate. Remember how they revealed, if you believe in polls, I don't know if you do, but they revealed the polls and he's winning by such a landslide. That would mean that if that's true, well, no, I'm saying if that's true and the polls are real and he's winning by that much of a landslide, I'll be honest here, it wouldn't be too far around possibility if we would take him out at that point. That would confirm in their minds he's winning. We're losing the grip on the American people.
I won't go into any deeper conspiracy theories, because even if you even say hypothetically at this point in time, you're believing it 70%. And I think that's a dangerous thing to do.
I think there's truth in many areas. I do believe that if the media or whatever news outlet people are getting their information from, because it's many different now, it's not just the usual ones. I do believe that if you push something so hard at certain people, they're going to believe it eventually. Dude, just yesterday, are you watching the RNC Republican thing? That slut lady. Remember what she said originally when her speech started? She said, we talked about this last night, but I'll get your thoughts on it. Remember how she said that she just believed what they said? But that is true for a lot of people, though. A lot of people like her with no skin in the games, and they don't even know the basic of politics. I'm not saying I know a lot about it either, but I know my general way around politics. She is someone that had no skin in the game at all, nothing, and she just believed them.
I do want to say, I think you are a very, very political person, and I think you have to admit that you're a very political person.
No, what I'm saying is you don't find that weird, right? But I think average people like her. They're not smart, and they just believe the first thing they hear, and then they think it in their head, and they don't change it. She said it.
I want to ask you something. Do you believe the Earth is round?
Why would it not be?
Why do you believe it?
I mean, I look at the moon. That moon looks round.
No, listen. Why do you believe the Earth is round?
I'm being honest. You look at the moon, that's round. I would believe this is
round. That's the extent of it. So my big thing about it is you believe a lot of things in life that you just believe for no reason. Why does the water stay on the Earth even though we're flying at millions of miles per hour around the sun? Why does it stay? Why is water adhesive to a spherical thing? Because it wouldn't happen.
I mean, to be honest, I don't look into all this stuff.
I get that, but you believe it.
No, I just don't care enough to put any thought into it.
Do you just if somebody asks you what's it called? What shape the world was? What would you say?
I would say it's round.
And it's because of the fact that you've been told that, but you haven't looked into it. You believe whatever. No, I'm just going to.
You can see up there, the moon looks round. Why would this be anything different?
I was just saying there are a lot of. It's not just that. That's one aspect of it that I think. If you look into a lot of things that are in the world, why does gravity exist? You believe these things without actually having done any information. And again, that's smart to do when people smarter than you do this, but at the same time, don't believe anything without a fact. I think that's a lot. Like Kyrie Irving believed the earth was flat. I think there's an
he believes anything.
He believed the earth was flat because they got presented with a small amount of information that could have led him that way.
Yeah.
He did his own research, but at the same time, he did not actually do enough research to fully confirm his information. And there's a lot of people that are actually, if you look at some of the people that do the earth is flat thing, there's some of the most intelligent people that I've seen in terms of just they make such massive contraptions that actually work. And when they get proven wrong, they don't believe it. I think what you need to, what a lot of people do is they try to tend to believe that they all just do all their own research and all these things. But the reality is humanity as a whole just believes what they're told. And that's just what people do.
Well,
the people that don't do that.
Yeah, no, but that's what I was saying though. That's the problem, right? She said that she just believed them. And to be fair, I don't think it's comparable believing like the earth is flat comparing to like someone that has like, this is the way I look at it. If you're comparing things like that, I think there's levels to that. Comparing these things to like what politicians are having the media say to corrupt people's minds is a lot different than believing the earth is flat.
I actually think believing the earth is flat.
Hold on, keep talking. I'm trying to get a drink.
Okay. I'm not going to talk while you're gone. I don't like having conversations. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, what is that? What do those emojis mean? WZ, I don't understand what you just said to me. Is that caveman fire thing? Are you saying this is ooga booga? I have no idea. But I think one of the biggest things about what's it called? About like believing the earth is flat, comparatively believing the things that are put on side of the information is that people. Why does he never have pants? It's because he can't afford them.
It's hot.
It really is. It really is hot right now.
Okay, no. This is what I was saying to the group last night. Something like that is not. It's not that it's not comparable. It's just the level to. If I believe the earth is flat compared to you believe it's a round sphere has no implications on anything at all.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. The thing about it is everybody is listening to somebody and just believing wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but the implications of it don't matter the same though.
You think the implications of global warming and all these things don't matter as much as something else?
Something like global warming would matter, but what I'm saying is like there's different levels to certain things mattering if someone believed them or not because they're non-consequential. Like the earth flat thing you just said. That is non-consequential to anything. I'll
agree with it. So I think ignorance can be dangerous regardless, especially when it's mass-produced at the level
now, keep in mind what you just said there. Now, this is not the earth flat. This is basically a bunch of people saying something so much that people are just going to believe it, And this has dangerous rhetoric because then people just don't do any research, like you said, and just believe it. So that would be dangerous because if these people believe like, oh, the earth is flat, well, that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, who cares, But a person about to get assassinated and someone is massively hated and considered Hitler has a much more bigger impact on things than someone believing why does water work the way it does,
I think there's a level to what you're saying, and I do agree with it because there's a level of.
But I get the general sense of what you're saying. What you're saying is people are just going to hear the first thing that they hear. And they're just going to believe it no matter what.
Well, I think that everybody does that, including you, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I do it too. I'm not going to try and dissuade myself from saying that because I do believe it. I didn't do enough research on why the Earth is round. It's just what I just know.
I'll be honest here. I really was telling the truth. I see a spherical moon. I would just assume that this is a sphere.
No. But well, I mean, I guess. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of things information-wise that we actually just believe for a fact without actually doing the research ourselves. And I think the reason that I think it's slightly more dangerous in some aspects, I mean, again, global warming research should be done by everybody. I think there's a lot of misinformation being spouted everywhere about that stuff. And it's either mass hysteria or dumbing down of the situation that I think people actually struggle with. But if we're talking about people being, what's it called? Over passionate about stuff and killing people. Literally, if you ever watched Danny Phantom, somebody killed somebody because of the Ember song. Ember, remember? Somebody killed somebody for that. People will kill people regardless because there are crazy people in the world that get turned into xenomorphs. I don't know why I said xenomorphs, but they get turned into these little monsters because of the fact that that's just how their mind, the chemistry in their brain works, and that's just the reality of what's going to happen. How do the misinformation regarding vaccines? That was just way too much, honestly.
Not on YouTube. We're talking about that. That's a no.
Oh yeah. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
The crush card viruses. Nope. No, but what? Because the other thing that she brought up. Remember what she said? Because that's the next crucial part. It took her dad telling her. We don't know how long she thought these things without even questioning them. Her dad told her, because she admitted this, just look into him, see if what they're telling you is true. Then she found it out. But at that point, yeah, it's good she had a change of heart. I'm not doubting her change of heart. Maybe she is a reformed person. I can't judge. I don't know.
Listen to me right now.
Yeah.
Old people on the right wing are some of the most misinformed people you'll ever meet in your life.
No. It's just what I'm going with. It's just a general sentiment. It's like at that point, the damage that whoever she was listening to was already done. They had already convinced her to vote for who they wanted to because they were able to convince her because they knew how naive that person was. Like I said before, I don't think most people are really politically inclined, but that's all that they need, though. That's all they need because they can just convince people with no skin in the game to believe the first thing they hear. And then by the time they do any level of research, like you said, it's too late, though. They're already in power. It's too late at that point. Yeah, she has a change of heart now.
Listen,
that's great, but
I do want to point out you're pretty much villainizing Bill. You are villainizing.
I'm not villainizing her. I'm saying that
you're villainizing the left.
No, I'm saying it shouldn't take
her.
No, what I'm saying is it shouldn't take. This is with anything. It shouldn't take that her dad going like, "Hey, you should probably look into what you're talking about," or if you think this person's a bad thing. That would mean that the average person is as dumb as you said they were. They're fucking stupid, and that would make people dumb. Right?
I want to point something out to you right now. If you actually think about all these things with all the information being pushed out both by the left and the right as consistently as it is, don't you think that there's some sort of reason why everybody's being turned against each other? And
everyone has their own narrative to push
no. What I'm saying is, don't you think that there's a really weird reason why we're kind of being pushed into a divisive state as a country? Isn't it crazy that and again, you are a large majority. You're included in that problem. As much as you don't like to say it, you're a very political person and you have very strong beliefs in something. I don't think you're a moderate. I do think I wouldn't say you're an extremist, but you definitely are a lot more right-leaning than more. Yeah.
I don't even care for religion. They would probably hate me for that.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're not talking about the moral aspects.
You want to hear my stance on abortion, though? They for sure wouldn't like that.
But I think the moral aspects of it, I don't think that I agree with that. I think that's I'm saying.
These are just general idea thinking things.
No, listen.
But the thing is, people in power know that. People in power know there's people like her that'll just believe whatever the fuck they're told.
You are just kind of pushing down that same rabbit hole. There is nothing.
True, she admitted it.
I don't care what she admitted. She's stupid. She's dumb, and I think that there's a lot of good information that is being pushed out by the left.
You just said something earlier that someone said because it happened.
I don't agree with what she's saying. She's dumb. She was
no. What I'm saying is
she's being told both ways.
You know what I'm saying? Like, her story is a story for a lot of people, and that is a problem in and of itself.
Well, that's
not just her.
How much information have you legitimately done about? Are you going to vote this year?
To be honest, probably. What day is it? It's in November, right? Really just depends on the day. If I can register and do it, honestly. I mean, I'm saying that's like I wouldn't. It just depends on the day by the time.
I want to point out a large majority of the country is being proactively driven. There's being a stake driven between the country actively. There's obviously. Well, no, I'm just saying.
Disagree.
You picking a side, and again, I do pick sides. I'm
not picking any side. I'm saying
you have picked a side. Do not lie to me.
What I'm saying is, there are people like we can't use that virus thing. That'd be a good example. The deck devastation virus. We could just say it that way. Do you know how people were convinced of what all that was, and they came to find out it really wasn't as bad? Just look at that. Just that happened 4 years ago.
Okay. I want to point out if the flu didn't have a vaccine, it would be terrifying in the United States. If the seasonal flu didn't have a vaccine, it would be scary. But it does. The scary part of COVID, obviously, it was still a little more deadly than the flu. But the scary part of it was the fact that there was not the ability for the older people to get vaccines, which is terrible.
No. It's just the general sentiment of like.
I think I do want to point. There is some level of overcomplicating COVID that did happen, but at the same time, maybe I can't say those words, but at the same time, it was still deadly. And I don't want downplaying it is extreme. A lot of people died from it, and that's just the reality of what happened.
The person Fauci, right? He came out and he revealed a lot of what he was talking about wasn't even real. Like the social distancing thing was the big thing. He said he just made it up. That's horrible. People just believed it. that's what I'm that's what I'm.
You think
latching
masks?
onto.
I do want to point out. Do you think masks do not work?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
I know you're
specifically
not.
about where someone could say something just like that, and no one go, "Hey, this is kind of stupid." You know, that's bad. That's really bad.
It doesn't matter what he says. Social
It
distancing
does.
literally does work, and that's just normal for the real world.
Mhm.
Like
You
that is
know,
a known thing inside of the medical. Well, not obviously. I wouldn't say the medical scene, but normal human
Yeah.
beings.
When
If it
talking,
is proven wrong, that's just something that happened.
because he said it was wrong. He said he lied.
I've never heard that.
That's the problem. Is when if someone like that is
I've
able
never.
to just
Yeah.
say things like that, or
I
people
want to
things
point.
like that.
I have never heard what you just said right now. I don't. I want to point. I'm not going to look into it right now. I don't feel like researching because I don't want to get deep into that. But I want to
Such a
say,
white guy.
it's just I'm not here to debate. I'm more so talking. What I want to say, and my biggest stance is there's an active situation where people are trying to divide the United States population by driving a stake between the middle of it.
Yeah.
And
Then how do you do that?
What?
People
Listen,
empower
you're
that.
blaming one side, and it drives me crazy. Like
You're
the
world
literal
leaders, right?
I'm not. It's not the world leaders doing this. That's what you're not understanding. You're blaming the
You would
government
never
when
know,
it's the
honestly.
media doing it. The government. No, I definitely. It's very obvious. Look inside of. There's definitely components to the government that are participating, but look inside of
Yeah.
all these things. Look inside of social media. Look inside of all
Mhm.
these things. There's a very big amount of information being pushed, and it's actively being as dumb as it can be. So it's like, oh, you look online, and there's people posting about, oh, I'm one of the good black people, and they're like, oh wait, there's a white guy, but it's obviously a white guy posing as a black guy, and it's in a way to make it look like the right is doing this, but it's actually the left. And then it's a circular thing where all these people continually post these over the top things to try and make themselves look incompetent as posing as the opposite side. And it's not just that. That's one aspect of it, but there's a large amount of information being shoveled into our mouths. And it's just no matter where you're getting it, you're either getting one side or the left side,
Well, then,
in a way to villainize the opposite side.
Well, I'll ask you this then. Do you not think that someone genuinely can change their viewpoints then?
That's not even. I don't even know where that came from. To be honest with you.
No,
I
no.
do believe she can.
What?
I believe she did.
Yeah. No, not with her. With the example that you just said, there's people that pose like this and then go, "Well, now I'm on this side."
No.
Yeah.
That's not what I said. So I could. So there is a. I can't remember the Twitter call. It was something about a black Republican black guy or something like that. And if you actually look on side of it, it was very obviously a white guy posing as what's it called?
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And it was blatantly obvious, and people were like, "Oh my God, the right's doing this to try to show that black people are supporting." And in reality, it was so poorly done that it was obviously a crock the whole time. They caught onto it, and it villainized the right inside of the left. And there's a billion different ways, like Antifa. Antifa, I've never even heard of Antifa member. It's probably one of the least populated organizations on the planet, but people have villainized it inside of the left, of the right. It's an overcomplication of situations because people see these small amounts of things. They see the people inside of all these colleges. They see the right. I mean, making all these things like, oh, the Palestinians need to die and stuff like that. Are they the Israelis? They see all these things, and the reality is, oh yeah, Joe did get COVID, but they see all these things, and I feel like that could be some way to kill him. They're killing him off by giving him
allegedly in Minecraft.
Well, I don't know, actually. That's definitely not something I actually believe. I don't know. I'm not a smart enough person to really identify all these things. There's a lot smarter people that I like.
I know what you're bringing up. You're basically bringing up that people that are in charge of these social media companies, these other places that spew us the information, have control to show us what we can see. But like people already know that, though.
What I'm saying is that the people that are in power and that are benefiting, just imagine, you think the most powerful person, what do you think he is? What do you think he does?
I'll be honest, I don't think we know the most powerful person.
No, I know
they
that.
Wouldn't show us to you.
Make a genuine guess. What do you think he does?
I would say the most powerful person. Would you imply this person is evil? I mean, I guess whatever.
I don't know. I feel like to be the most powerful person in the world at this point in time, you have to be evil. Yes.
Yeah. So I would think that the most powerful person would convince people to do things because they know how gullible people are.
I'm not saying his actions. I'm saying what he is. What do you think he is? Do you think he's a government official?
I mean, potentially, because you had the things like last year where, you had all those like reports coming out from all those like those food channels that, spat out the information of like nutrition and all that stuff. saying that people are going to be like eating bugs by 2030. And, you know, if you looked into some stuff, there has been like places that don't have as much farm workers anymore. There's all that stuff's been getting cut back. So, you know, there are truths to various things, though. It just depends on, I don't know, how much you want to go down that rabbit hole, honestly. The whole electric car thing, they're trying to push that a lot. You know?
So I do want to point out, I don't know where you're going with this. I asked you, who do you think it is? And you think it's the public?
I wouldn't know, because it's always changing. And I don't think it's just one person either.
Well, I get that. It's obviously a group of people. My opinion on it is that it's somebody behind the scenes who's not a government official, because government officials are tracked at their every moves and stuff like that. I think it's somebody who is behind the scenes, not involved in all that stuff, that essentially has ties to pretty much the government and stuff like that. They're making all these moves, and the conflict inside of the government. The reason that we have not had a third party inside of the United States is because the conflict, the way it is, if you make two parties, the division between it can be separated in moral sides of one side of abortion, one side on this. All these things can be separate, one side or the other. That's why every single time you will never see a moral issue where both sides agree on it, because of the fact that it's just the reality of how it is. There's a stake being driven.
Yeah, people are conservative about some things, and people can be also liberal about other things.
But like, think about this: the military complexes benefit. What are you doing, dude? They benefit a lot from these huge wars. All these things. They want to push wars. They want to push conflict inside of the government. So there's a constant fluctuating of like people donating to all these things that are happening. That's my opinion on it. And the lack. And on top of the fact, it's a way for the external foreign governments to kind of lower our strength. As I'm not saying, I think that's one way they appeal to the other governments. This is all speculation. This is what I've thought about. They try and appeal to these foreign governments by destabilizing the United States on an internal warfare kind of situation by doing this. What's crazy? Yeah. Vote for Putin over Biden. I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I think that I would rather vote for Biden. I would never vote for Biden over Putin. Putin is genuinely evil, and I think Biden is just incompetent. I think there's a level of that.
Well, my thing here is, I think people in power circle things down through the media, like we know, and then by the time people even get wind of what was actually going on versus what actually happened, it's too late. That's the big problem, is that by the time you do figure out what happened, by the time you do any research that they haven't scrubbed, because you have to keep everything by bookmarking on Twitter or videos or anything, it's too late, you know?
Information.
How do you stay ahead of the curve then? You know, these people are doing bad, but it's like, by the time you even get the full picture of the story, everyone's minds are already made up, and then they don't change their minds because that's just how people are.
Just think about this. Did you know that they released a document with all the people that there's a document that Epstein had that had all the information of blackmail and stuff like that. Only revealed it was Bill Clinton on there. They didn't reveal Bill Clinton on anything. They showed.
To be fair, you're right. He
flight logs
with him there.
No, flight logs do not prove anything, and that's
no. Bill Clinton was literally with Epstein at the island in a picture.
Well, I get that, but there's nothing.
That's pretty incriminating, I would say.
There's nothing incriminating about the island. The island itself probably had.
What are you talking about? What else reason would he be there then?
To have sex with children? What? Do you think that's the only reason they had? That's not the only reason the island's existing. That's the biggest.
What else would he be doing there then?
They had prostitutes.
That was the main accused. That was the main point.
That was not the main point of the island.
What else would
you don't even know about the? See, the thing about it is, you start talking about. You know what drives me crazy? People start talking about stuff.
Okay, I'll ask you then. What was he there for then?
I don't know what he was there for, but I can't
say.
No,
you can't say. That's the problem.
I'm not going to say he wasn't there for that. But
he had pictures of himself with him there.
Did he have sex with the girl in the picture?
What? Why? Okay, I'll shoot. What, in good reason, was he there for then? For the good of his health, right?
Listen,
not for the good of his health, right?
I cannot, with my goodwill, say that I know what he did there.
Yes.
I think the fact that you know for a fact is crazy.
I didn't know for a fact. I just stated what I saw.
That
is a fact. He took pictures with this guy at this incriminating island, honestly.
I don't think it's the first.
And then you have to ask yourself, why would our president be there though? Or I don't know.
That's not. So I want to point out the island is accused of a lot of things besides child predatory.
Yes,
that's just the most famous thing. But another thing is, don't speak with knowledge about something when you.
That's not knowledge. That is the picture that we saw. That's not knowledge.
you cannot speak with the idea that you believe that he had sex with the kid. I mean, you know that he had sex with the kid.
I asked you,
you didn't
what do you think he was doing there then?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say I know.
That's the problem.
You said you know. I said I didn't.
No,
that's what I'm having.
That's the thing, though. We know these people aren't good people, so I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they were doing something good there. What reason would he tangibly be there? No, there's no good reason why.
You can't speak with knowledge. I'm
not speaking with knowledge. I'm speaking just from a general person point of view. Why would our president be there in general?
What if? Let me think about this.
If we can't name a reason, am I not allowed to speculate?
Oh, you are allowed to speculate. I never said you couldn't speculate, but
that's what I was doing.
You're speaking with confidence.
That's what I could say. That's how you talk. What do you mean, crazy man?
About Epstein. What if Epstein didn't like Bill Clinton and he knew all this stuff might come out later down the line, and he used this as a way to blackmail Bill Clinton by saying he?
I don't disagree, but we know he died in jail. Lights went out and they killed him. Gee, I wonder why they did that.
Do you think Bill Clinton did it of all people? Bill Clinton would not be in trouble. There's nothing you could do to Bill.
That goes back to what you just said, though. People in power will pay people to do things like that. Things of work. We don't know. You know, if he wasn't there doing anything incriminating, why would people feel the need to get this guy off then? You know, he was going to talk.
The reality is, I can't speak to that because I haven't seen the pictures you're talking about, so I can't speak to that anyways.
Oh, sorry. Was it Bill Clinton? I got the guy wrong.
No, you're right.
The guy who owns Microsoft. The guy who owns Microsoft.
Bill, you're talking about Bill Gates?
Oh my God. Too many Bills. Bill Clinton, Bill Gates. Who the fuck cares? Bill Clinton. His wife left. His wife left him because he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Did he not? Was she not?
She left for many different reasons. I don't know.
That was one of them. I don't know what reasons.
My big thing is
why would Bill Gates be there?
I haven't seen the picture that you're talking about, so I won't even speak to that. I'm sure he has flight logs to the island. I do know that part. I do know that part for a fact, but so does everybody. There's a lot of people on the
But the thing here is, if it's not as bad as what you're saying, why would they keep these documents oppressed from people to know? Well, that's what I'm bringing up. If it's not as bad as you said, let them out.
I do want to say there is a lot of information. I'm not saying the information was bad. I'm saying I don't think the most influential.
Same thing. That's the same thing. It goes either way. I'm just saying, like, that's pretty incriminating given how this island's been called these things for many years. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm just saying if this is the accusation, that's what it is. You have to question why anybody was there in general. You said it's business potentially.
I definitely did not. I'm not going to say it's fully. My reality is I think that Bill Clinton is probably somebody who would do that. That's my opinion on it, but I won't say anything. I'm not going to say that's what he did there because I don't know.
Also, I'm scared of typing that stuff into the web. That will get you down a dark place.
It's just the reality of life, dude. We can never know. And I think the scariest thing is I don't actually, again, the people who I think were the most that killed him are probably not the people we know. Probably the names on there are a lot. The smaller names of the people.
They said they have a lot of names on there.
There was a lot of names.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. If it wasn't as bad as people said, why do they feel the need to have them off then?
On top of the fact, people say there was
a
lot of names, but no one's ever seen it. How do they know there's a lot of names?
Well, people have confirmed there is a list. So
yeah, but no one's. I just want to point. No one's ever seen the list. No one's ever seen any of these things. Yet they claim that they know all this stuff. I don't know. I've never seen the list.
But thing though, are you in favor of, like, you agree with them that, like, there's not a list? Because there can't be a list and not a list. There has to be something that exists. Either doesn't exist or it doesn't.
I think there could be a claim that there's a list without ever actually having one. That could definitely be a thing.
Like, but that's the problem though. Is, are we foolish enough to believe that these people won't have leverage on each other? People probably hate each other's guts. They would have leverage on each other like that. There's no way they wouldn't.
Was what they probably figured out. I mean, in my opinion, he probably did have leverage, and they found a way to get rid of every form of leverage he had.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we have to basically think like they would. I'm not trusting these people are good people, as you just said. They are controlling people. Why would I trust that they have any benefit of the doubt, regardless of any situation possible? And that does kind of suck because maybe there are some good ones there. Maybe Trump is a good one. I don't know personally, but I'm supposed to believe these people didn't do anything bad when not behind closed doors, when it's been very proven they do very fucked things behind closed doors. It's like, come on, I can't believe that with a conscious mind. It wouldn't make any sense, Do
you think Trump had sex with a 13-year-old girl?
I guess before.
Do you know what is your stance? We what?
You said before we haven't seen proof of it because you said
You seem a lot more leaning towards Clinton being evil than Trump.
No, I was just using Bill Clinton as an example. You know, if these people didn't do anything, I was saying, why were they there?
There's pretty much the only thing I've ever heard is that Bill Clinton has flight logs towards the island. I've never seen pictures, but there's been reports on it, and that's what people have stated.
Yeah,
pretty much the only thing that is lied that Trump has is reports too, and I tend to not believe any of these things because there's no proof on it.
And to be fair, it's hard to get proof of this stuff. And we use a P Diddy, you know. That's why they want Diddy cap. Is he in jail now? No.
Diddy has straight up been proven everything. That man beat his wife on video. I saw that. Crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was a crazy video.
She's black. Did she deserve it?
My man walked out pretty much butt naked. Went out there, whooped her. He beat her like oh my god, and then just walked away. He just walked back with her, and she stayed with him for a little while, which is crazy to me. Diddy might run for president next. Diddy might not run for president next because he's been on the wrong side of whoever is angry at him. He's probably going to jail.
Diddy might run for that guy's going to jail for sure. Oh my god! Did you hear about the bats? Like this back was pretty incriminating. They said that he groped his new assistant, and then the other person that was there that worked with him said that was his way of just figuring out if he liked you. That's so weird.
That's what my boss does to me too.
Yeah, can you do that to me?
Cassie is a gorgeous lady. I mean, I don't really care about her attractiveness. I think she's dumb as bricks. I mean, you know what? Some people say it's hard to get away from your abusers, so I won't blame her for that. I won't say.
Well, women are easy to manipulate. Just saying.
Why can't you manipulate one to date you then?
To be fair, I did.
Yeah,
and
maybe
20. I could get her sister too. One from
your sister does not. I don't think her sister likes you.
See, I can't put the risk on that one. Okay, so did you watch the WNBA game today?
I didn't. I didn't fully watch it. I mean,
honestly, best game I've seen the season so far.
I think it's interesting that she is actually is. I don't think there's anybody as good as her currently. I think she's.
You don't think Angel Reese is as good?
Angel Reese is not good. I think she's overhyped. If you look at her, she has one of the worst. Out of 5 feet, she shoots like as good as.
I was watching one of her games. She didn't do nearly as enough as Angel Reese. She didn't do nearly as enough as Caitlin Clark did. Not even close. Like she doesn't rebound the same. She doesn't do assists as good. She doesn't play defense as good. You know?
I mean, I just want to point out Caitlin Clark is the best assister of all time in the WNBA. So that's
she just broke the record today. I was watching it. Well, on YouTube, there's this guy that puts the games up live, and you watch them before they get copyright claimed. I was watching the game today. If you watch Indiana Fever versus the Dallas Wings, best game of the season by far. That was so good. She threw the game. Oh, it was crushing to see that after, because everyone in the media, they were like, well, she got 19 points off these. No, and she played really good, but she threw the entire game with those last turnover. That last turnover threw the entire game. And then she was passing it to players who shot these wide open threes and missed completely. Like they were just choking. Around the fourth quarter, around 3 minutes in, when the one black girl on the Dallas Wings made that shot before the shot clock went off, that broke them. You could just tell they were just like, she was just straight up choking in the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, which is sad because it was a really great game, honestly. It's like, do you think she can win the title? There's no way the team can work, man. She has they're
just not good.
That one black girl that she has, and one black girl that plays defense with her, that gets all the assists with her, that's the only girl that can help her. It's the only girl that does anything with her. There's nothing else. What's her name? Yeah, Ayla Boston, and it's just her and Ayla Boston that carry the entire team. That's it. If Ayla Boston is not on the court and when she passed it to her to give off assists, nothing happens. I mean, who's the other tall bitch? Kelly Mitchell? She's okay. Yeah, it's literally just Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. That's it. They can't, because today, dude, they lost, right? And right now they're currently
they're still in playoff position.
They're 11-15.
Yeah, they're still in the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah. Like, because Darnell wanted me to watch it, and I was like, you know what? It'll help me with doing better sports podcasts or this one. I was like, you know what? I can use this practice. Honestly, I kind of got into seeing her play. She is really impressive. She is really talented, like you guys said. But I think it's because, like the casters today, they were like, Caitlin Carter's beginning like anxiety when she's not playing. And like, you could tell I'm not saying those statements are true, but if they are, she's feeling the pressure on to perform.
She's feeling the pressure of her team being bad when she's not on the court.
Can you really blame her though?
I don't blame her. I think that's I'm not a big WNBA. I pretty much just watch Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Even though I do want to point out neither one of them are the best player in the league. I don't even watch the best player in the league, Aya.
She's black. I don't pay attention to black people.
She's good. I mean, she's a genuinely good player. I just don't watch her. I'm not.
Yeah, the best team is, I think, the New York team right now. I think actually. Yeah, it's 20. Yeah, Liberty. There it is, 21-4. And that Dallas team they lost to, people are gonna be like, well, they lost to the Dallas team. Well, they went 1-17, and they started picking it up. So that Dallas team has actually been on a surge. And right now they're 11-15. They're gonna have All-Star weekend. I don't know. Because right now you said they're in 7th, right? Like, how many spots they have for playoffs? With 10?
I think it's 6 from each division. I'm not 100% sure on that though. Or no, 6 or 12 total. The top 12 teams, I believe.
But they have 12 teams in the league total, right?
Is it 12? Is the top 6 teams? No, it's definitely not. So it's the top something, maybe top 8.
If it's top 8, they're 11-15. That means they can't really afford to lose any more games right now because they're one game ahead of Sky, who's also 10-14. Like, it's not like I would love if she would lift the trophy. It would be great, but like, I just don't see it. Like, her team reminds me of the Mavericks. You only have 2 people doing anything, and you've got to hope that one person pops off every single game, and that's just not possible right now. Because she was if you watch the game live, she threw, not to think she threw a temper tantrum, but she was hitting the ground aggressively. Like, she knew she threw that game. If you watch it live, she threw the game so hard. And they trusted her to get it back, because once she didn't make that, it goes over to them. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. Then, if they make any points, any free throws, any fouls, which all happened, honestly, then it's over. So what can you do? Actually,
the only person, I don't know, man. I just don't. I watch it a little bit, but I don't have that much investment inside of the WNBA. It's just not that interesting. I don't care about women that much.
Hey, same here. Huh.
You seen Bronny?
I saw him play in the summer league. I mean, he
started 0-16 from 3. He did pretty good today though, which was really nice. I actually think that he's got really good defense. If he could shoot, he would be a legitimately solid player in the WNBA because his defense not bad. He's got pretty good.
It's like, but the thing with judging those things, it's in the summer league. Obviously, the varying levels of strength are not as high. I'm still super skeptical. I would have to see him play in an official game to see if he has any chance of doing good, honestly. Because it's like, how much do you value summer league performances then?
I think that this is a good way to judge anybody's talent. I mean, these are all. I mean, it's the thing about it is you judge players based on how good they are playing, not how good they do against their competition. That's the way you actually get a legitimate understanding of somebody's talent level. I think Bronny James's defense, and I think without a doubt, his on-ball defense is actually pretty good. And he's got really, if he could shoot the 3, he would be good. I genuinely, not good, not great, not really good either, but like almost, he would be a solid like 7th man, I think, if he could shoot 3s.
Yeah. Klay Thompson going to the Mavericks is a good pickup. In theory,
Klay Thompson is washed.
That's that's what I told people. That's an in theory thing. People are thinking of Klay Thompson from when he was destroying people.
Klay Thompson hasn't been good in 4 years. I don't know why people think he's going to pick it up here.
Yeah, that's the problem. Do you think it's going to be the Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, Kobe situation? I think it might be. Honestly, he's not. I think the player that people think he is has not been that player in a while.
He got injured in 2018 and just never came back. 2019, sorry.
White. It's good for him.
He's not white.
I hate black people so much, as you know.
I've realized that.
Yeah, that's the thing is, hey, if you guys people don't know when we watch WNBA, I was like, oh sure, nothing to watch, nothing to talk about for sports. Now we have our own sports side of the Iron Man podcast, which is good because it gives us to another thing to go over. Plus, it also helps because when the season starts, we can talk about all the games. Well, whatever games you want to watch, I don't care. I'm watching the Lakers games for sure, obviously.
I watch all Lakers games. That's pretty much all I do, and that's the team I bet on too.
So yeah, would you ever come on for like the sports podcast we're gonna do later on in the year when the season picks up again?
All I feel like would happen is me yelling at you guys, so maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't.
What do you mean? Maybe you shouldn't. Your opinions are horrible.
I've literally never agreed with anything you guys have said on your basketball topics.
I would hope not. I hope you just don't agree with us just to agree.
Oh no, it's not. No, I'm just saying I would disagree with literally everything you guys. Said.
That wouldn't that be a good thing? Because people like people not.
I think
you are such a weird person.
I'm going to tell you right now. I think that your podcast does a lot. It's a lot better for you when you have people around you agreeing, because I feel like you have a better time. And I'm not trying to say that as yes man. I just genuinely think when there's less arguments, you have more fun.
Well, no, it's because your arguments are easy to dispel, and it's very easy. I just pick them apart.
You're a goofball. I feel like I'm a kind of person that doesn't. When I make arguments, I don't try and make them as aggressive, and I think I'm
I think you sometimes don't see a full picture. You see like a glass half full.
What in the world are you just calling me stupid? You just called me. Wasn't even saying
no.
I was talking about. I think I am
the Bronny thing, right? The thing you just said. It's like, yeah, if he plays good in that, that's expected though. That's like a fuck all league for we're talking about, right? You know. If he doesn't play good in that would be very bad. It's expected that we would play there good. But all that matters is, if he plays with his dad. To be fair, I think it's better.
Good. First of all, I think you haven't been. Bronny has been playing all-time bad, right, in the summer league.
Yeah. I watched 2 games. The first ones that he did. I watched the one against the Warriors. That one he did okay in, and he did he started slumping in the next one. I forgot the fucking game. I'll have to catch down. I'll catch up on it. I've been. He's in a lot of things. That's what I said to Darnell and you guys when we had the show. They picked him up. They are going to lose almost every game. That's the guy.
Listen, all the 10th mans, he's pretty much the end of the bench. None of those people ever matter. They never play minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing has changed from here. We did not. We were not going to pick up anybody worthwhile, anyways.
So, do you think they're never going to put him in any promotional game at all?
He'll play some games.
He'll play the ones where they're already secured in playoffs that don't matter.
That's exactly what I. He's going to play games when they're all pretty much already solidified what's happened. I think that's when he's going to play. He's going to play with his dad, and it's going to be for show. But he's not going to play meaningful minutes.
Well, I'll ask you, do you think that it would be more hype for the ratings for the NBA if they were on different teams?
No. I genuinely think he wouldn't play if he was on another team. I don't think they would put him in. He would just sit on the bench.
In theory, it would be a really hype match,
right? If he played, I think it would be great. I think it's also I don't know what honestly playing with your dad is cool. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, but playing against him and actually having a dad-son rivalry is cool as hell. That's a really cool narrative.
It would be embarrassing. This man would have got Bronny would have put him in the dumpster.
Yeah, but just that hype alone is LeBron versus his son. And if his son had went to the Cavaliers, that would have been just an absolute great narrative there. But like I said before, that's not gonna happen because he's not as good. But
please get him a lady. What can I do? How am I about to get this man a lady during this?
You know what I was thinking? What if, because I know the WNBA All-Star game is going to go on. What if we had the Lakers summer team versus Caitlin Clark's team? Do you not think that would be cool for ratings? That'd be just a cool thing.
Dude, they would get blasted.
No, I'm saying just for the theory, the hype alone, that would be like Caitlin Clark versus LeBron's son. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. You know?
Literally, Bronny would look like LeBron James in his prime against them.
But to be fair, yeah, that's true. But it'd be hype as hell. It would be hype as hell to see that. Them going at each other. It'd be kind of hot too. He's black. But whatever.
You okay?
She is pretty attractive. I will give her that.
She does not look that good to me.
That's because this girl's hot too. God damn.
What is up with you, man?
No, I'm
WNBA players are not the hottest sport. That's not the hottest sport in the planet, I would say.
Yeah. And they're all black and disgusting, man.
I don't want to talk to you.
But that's my thing is they could improve the ratings of the WNBA if they just do this All-Star thing. literally Bronny's Lakers summer team versus her team. Hype is I guarantee you that'll be the highest viewed match they ever. Honestly, yeah, they're gonna get destroyed. That's fair to say. That's true. But the ratings would kill, honestly. You know,
volleyball players are. There's a reason they wear booty shorts. They're there for the ratings. It's honestly some of the most interesting sports. When I see beach volleyball, I'm like, I can't imagine a world where I could do anything they're doing. But yeah, a lot of people watch it for the hotness. And I don't know if it's a majority, but there's a large demographic of male audiences watching that sport.
Yep. I mean, Darnell got me into watching it a bit more so we could talk about it on the shows. And that's what I'm doing. But I went up with the game today, so I'm solid because they're doing the All-Star game this weekend. Mm-hmm. I'll watch it for the show, obviously. I mean, it doesn't matter for anything, but it's whatever. It's what we're going to talk about. It's fine. Because the season, they said, picks up again in August. So that's what they have, a 2-week break? So,
you know what?
About a week break.
I'm going to send you a picture of me in cross country because all I wore back in the day were booty shorts and no shirt.
All right.
What? No, don't act awkward like I said something the weirdest thing ever. Calm yourself down. You over here be talking about eating Chaz's booty out. I don't want to hear it. I've not said that. I've never said those exact words. I'm just saying when somebody else says something weird, you turn into like a white Christian 7-year-old mother. Like, oh my goodness, not in front of my
clutch my pearls.
You were clutching your pearls, but when you over here talking about snorting stupid Chaz's his pubes, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, make sure you shave them things. So, what's that thing you want to talk about? Oh no, that's it. The whole writing books. How far are you along with that before we close the show? The writing book things is basically done at this point.
I definitely have a lot more to go. It's when I feel like it's done. When I feel like I've closed out an interesting part of the story, I think I'll do it. Don't roll your eyes like that, dude.
God, man, you're so white.
I mean, that's just the reality is it takes a little more. You have to be satisfied with it.
You're trying to be like Paul Thomas Anderson.
I really wish I could be Sanderson, but I'm not that good. Not that smart.
And then I told people, whenever you do finally get this done, which is never going to happen, I have no faith. But if it does, we'll throw you a book launching stream.
Whenever you get to 5,000 subscribers without getting banned on YouTube, I'll throw you a real life party.
Oh my god!
If you get up to 5,000, you're gonna get banned again.
No way! I'm tame now.
You are not tame now.
I've learned my lesson, and I'm reformed now.
Really?
I believe Kamala. Believe all women.
See, you say stuff like that, and I'm like, I know you're not reformed. I've been on some of these streams. Y'all be going off like crazy. Like you guys, like it's just crazy. You guys talk about the craziest stuff in here.
You gotta make it entertaining for people.
It's not entertaining. Like honestly, it's sometimes 90% of the time it's the same conversation over and over again that you guys have.
Yeah, I fantasize about you every single time.
I don't blame you. I'm hot.
The whole publishing thing, once you get a few books out, then I guess the rest is harder because it'd be harder to get people on board with putting their stuff under you, unless you're going to finance the production of the book, like getting more copies and all that other stuff. Then,
So, yeah. First thing I'm going to do, if you ever heard of Royal Road, that's probably where I'm going to start off. It's a pretty large place to publish books or just kind of post books online. I'm going to try and gain an audience there, and I'll go to Amazon from there once I finish a book. That's my plan.
We'll put the link into the top of the stream so people can buy it. And I know people aren't reading it, but you'll get the sales.
You don't have no one in your chat knows how to read. If they knew how to read, they would not be in here. WZ is a smart man. He's the only one. Everybody else.
No, that it's an actual problem. Or a new creator makes something and people don't read it, so they don't know what to improve on. Like it's really hard to get people interested in anything you're doing, honestly, especially that within the creative market, But it's possible that you're going to be the next big thing. C.S. Johnson is pretty big too. She got her own thing going on too, and she a hot MILF too. So, all right, what's the thing? Anything you want to say before we head out? You have any shout outs? Want to get to anyone in particular?
No, not really. No one wants to be shout outed here.
Do you have anything? Okay, fair. You working on the books and stuff. So yeah,
you covered everything.
Yeah, you're not gonna play league with me anymore because you hate me. You hate my guts.
I do hate you.
You got absolutely crushed tonight. Hopefully you.
We didn't even debate. I just talked.
That's how you should do it. You should talk. That's how what things should go, you know?
I hate you so much.
For pointing out basic things people do. Oh God, you're such a drama queen. All right. Oh God. Good Lord. But yes, Caitlin Clark is pretty attractive. But you know, she did choke today. That is sad to see. The pressure is getting to her. You know, sucks. But we'll be going over all that stuff. Hopefully Monday with Darnell, talk about the WNBA. And yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man Podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great night.
Yep.
Deuces. Peace.